You went over many things today. My first question, strategic planning, the roadmap over the next 5 years. Chancellor, what do you hope that you get out of that?
Well, good question. So what I'd say is, for me, a strategic plan is vital because of the process of setting the plan up. It gives people a chance to talk, work together about where would they like to see the university be in 5 years' time. If you don't have a roadmap of where you want to go, how do you know when you got there? So having a plan that really people can get behind, are excited about, is really critical for us as we think about where do we want the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse to be in 5 years' time. To me, it needs to be aspirational. How can we move from a position of high quality to something even stronger than that? What does that mean? What does that entail? How are we going to do it? What steps do we need in order to get there?
I guess a lot was discussed today, but what are kind of the main points you want the students of UWL to know?
Well, I think for the students of UWL, this is a destination campus. This is a place where all students can be successful, that we are totally committed to student success in all the decisions that we make so that students will have an amazing educational opportunity when they are here to get the kind of academic credential they need to be successful in life, and they can have a wonderful on-campus experience where it feels homey for them, as they say to me, and in a community that cares about them, and in a place that is beautiful and welcoming, like La Crosse is. So that's what I would say.
You mentioned Prairie Springs a couple of times in your address today.
Well, it's the number one priority for the Universities of Wisconsin system. So in terms of our universities all across the state, we are the number one capital project. In terms of what happens in the state, we'll see what the governor has to say with his budget request later on. So until the budget statement comes out from the governor in the middle of February, we don't know where things are going to be. But there are lots of competing demands and needs in the state. My job is to make sure that we make the best case we can for why that building is not just important to UWL and La Crosse, but as I said last week, it's an investment in the state, the future of the state. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
You had, kind of backing off that, we spoke last week. You said you had talked with local legislators across the state as well. How do you feel, how close do you feel this is to maybe breaking ground, getting this started?
Well, to me, I'm optimistic. As I said last week to you, I'm optimistic about this. However, there's a process we have to go through. We don't know where things are going to go in terms of the state budget process and also the state legislature. We just have to make sure that we continue to make that case. We shouldn't take anything for granted. We need to make that case each and every day because, again, it's not just an investment in one building. It's an investment in the future of the state. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can and leave it on the field, as they say, leave everything on the field to making sure that we make the best case we can to have that building approved. We're shovel ready. We're ready to go. It's transformative. We're a jewel in the state of Wisconsin. Our outcomes are excellent for students. Students want to come here. Almost 50% of our students are in science and health. We know that 87% of those students stay in Wisconsin. They are high-performing citizens who are going to be doing the best they can in terms of their educational and their careers. So let's support that. That's what I would say.
You mentioned throughout your address that you went to different groups and people throughout the area. What kind of did you learn from those groups that you want to bring to the university to help out the university?
Well, that's a great question. So what I've learned is that they are looking to make sure that we are providing students with the educational opportunities that will prepare them for successful careers. So when we hear certain areas that maybe we need to think about offering degrees in, like we've just started data science, electrical engineering, physical engineering, those are important areas that we have listened to local businesses and responded to their needs. So as those things come up, we make sure that we partner with them to do those things that we need to do for the state and for the region. And we talk about internship opportunities, where we can direct students for opportunities in different companies for their career launch. So it's really a good sort of relationship that's building there, I think.
It was a big year for fundraising. How do you plan on keeping that momentum going?
Well, it's a good question. I think being as engaged as possible with donors, with alumni, telling our story, and success breeds success. There's maybe someone out there that sees that Bob Hetzel gave this amazing gift to the institution. I can do something along the same lines. So success breeds success. That's what I would say. I'm meeting with donors regularly. I'm meeting with alums regularly. I'm going to be going not just around Wisconsin, but I'm probably going to go around the country to meet with donors who live in different parts of the United States, to meet with them, to talk about what we're doing and see if there are things that we can match and align with their interests versus our needs. So I'm excited about that.
I thought it was interesting that athletics is going to report directly to you. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, I think so. As I mentioned in the address a little bit, firstly, it's best practice in higher education for athletics to report to a president or a chancellor. That's the norm. If you look around the Universities of Wisconsin institutions, nearly all of them, athletics reports to their chancellor directly. And I think it helps with our philanthropic approach. As I mentioned today, athletics is the front porch of the institution. So I'm at a lot of these games. I meet with lots of donors. I meet with lots of players. I meet with alumni. I meet with family members whose, sons or daughters are playing on the teams. So it's a natural fit. I like athletics anyway. I think it's a good fit, and I think it's an exciting opportunity for the campus.